I wanted to talk to you, all of you this evening, a little bit about God the True Source's unconditional love. And then came up a question about somebody in the past about, unconditional love and what it's like and does it really exist and so on and so forth. So the analogy that I was talking about to God the True Source to understand this, I want like all of you to kind of follow me. It's not very difficult. Just as electricity is one constant energy or vibration, electricity, it's electricity, that's all it is. Plain, old-fashioned electricity. But there are variant gradients of the strength of electricity. So we have, let's say, the button battery, we have a AAA battery, a AA battery, we have a 9-volt battery, we have 120, electricity that powers our house, 240 that can power certain items like your dryer in your house, and you got 480, which is real industrial. But it's still nothing but electricity. There are variant gradients of electricity. And if you stop to use that as a comparison, think about God, the True Source's energy. So this unconditional love is different frequencies, vibrations, and energy, but always remains constant. In other words, the strength of it changes either higher or lower. So you're probably wondering why there's higher and lower. And one of the reasons there's higher or lower is what can we in our physical body coexist with? If you touch a button battery and you got a little minor shock, you'd be okay. If you touch 110, 120, you get a little shock, you might not be here anymore. And I've done that, thank goodness I'm here. Anything above that I haven't dared to touch or have anything to do with. But as we get closer to God, the True Source, the vibration and frequency of energy of love begins to increase and increase and increase. And if you are able to raise your vibrations enough to get close to God, the True Source, you're going to feel such an unconditional loving energy that nothing in the world matters. All you feel is love, joy, and happiness. Total bliss. Very hard to explain. But at the same time, I've had some of my students who, I'm going to try to do this. And, I teach it in the classes. And then they walk into walls, feel dizzy, nauseous, and I have to realign and rebalance them because they're not ready for that frequency or vibration. When you ask for God, the True Source's unconditional love, I want you to understand what it is. It's healing. It's non-judgmental. It's empowering. It gives you lots of knowledge, total understanding, and helps you to reorganize your life to do your life's work, which is your mission and goal. It does all that. And, in my travels, I was performing a wedding, and this woman turned to me, and she was looking at my wife, and she said, "Is she a cancer survivor?" And I said, "Yes, she is." She said, "I had cancer, and they gave me 6 months to live." And that was 5 years ago. And I said, "What'd you do?" And she said, "Every morning I pretended that I was happy, loving, and joyous, and running through the fields and dancing and singing. I did it 10, 15 times a day and even more. At the end of 6 months, I was still here. End of 9 months, they couldn't find any cancer. And that was almost 6 years ago." That's how powerful God, the True Source's unconditional love is. And since we are an aspect, meaning part of God, the True Source, that means that our vibrations, frequencies, and energy, our DNA, if you will, which doesn't exist on the spiritual plane, is that of God, the True Source's. And all we have to do is surrender and know that that energy of unconditional love is healing us. Now, I will say on the side, sometimes there's something karmic going on that energy will not assist you. It'll help you, but won't heal you completely until you learn your karmic lesson. So that's very important. one of the things we need to understand in our life is that we understand that we are here for a purpose, to our mission, to do our mission and goal. And sometimes in life we run into roadblocks or negativity. There's a reason. And the reason is something we agree to in a very loving, positive way, to empower us and enlighten us. And in doing so, what will happen is, if you are in the flow rather than fighting it, my expression is, you can walk into a pile of manure and come out smelling like a dozen roses. Figuratively speaking is, as we open ourselves up to God, the true source's unconditional love, and not fight it, and not have any predisposed thoughts how it should be, but other than we're open to it, whatever is necessary will occur in my life, then your life will change for the positive. Each one of you have chosen certain experiences, and it was done with a great deal of love. Lots and lots and lots of love. And in doing it with lots of love, what happens is that you will begin to go on your life path, and your life will become more smooth and easier. You know, one of the things Jennifer talked about was karma. Can you clear your own karma? Yes, you can. Very difficult. But if you're interested, Jennifer, I know I didn't answer your question. You have your number, you have my number, I should say, and I'll go into detail. It is very wonderful, very positive, but it can be very emotional, painful, speaking from experience. In my path, God, the true source, was so unconditional loving that God, the true source, brought up some things for me to change, some karma to heal. I will tell you, it was very uncomfortable, and I fought it. But on the other end, when I stopped resisting and stopped fighting, then everything went smoothly and easily. Looking back at it, I'm glad I went through it. I would not suggest any of you to do this without asking God, the true source, to assist you. And if you hear you need some soul to assist you or stand by or help you with it, then you do it. Don't be a hero, because you can become a raving maniac for a short period of time that no one will understand. And the only reason you become that way is because you're fighting it. Not because you're releasing it, because you're fighting it. So back up and think about, if God, the true source, is unconditionally loving, allowing, and non-judgmental, and that's my essence, why don't I open up myself to it? Why do I have to tell God, the true source, it has to be done this way, this way, this way, and this way? You're saying my way, the highway. Why don't you ask God, the true source, to use that energy of unconditional love to heal you physically, mentally, emotionally, the easiest way possible? If you remember when I started my spiritual path and I asked God, the true source, why spirituality was so difficult, God, the true source, said, Michael, you humans make a big deal out of everything. It's simple. Just be and let it happen. And I learned that lesson after trying it the hard way. But everything happens at the perfect time when you ask God, the true source, for assistance. And the perfect time is God, the true source's perfect time, which happens to be the perfect time for you. Each one of you are divine. Each one of you are unlimited. Each one of you have wonderful gifts, some of which you're barely using some, and some of which are yet to come into your life at the perfect time when you're ready for it. But you are all playing a very important part. And the important part is, I talk about the gathering, to change the mass consciousness on this planet. And it starts with being unconditionally loving, allowing, and non-judgmental. Have compassion for anybody that's going through stress or a difficult time, because they chose that experience. Now, you may not agree it's the right experience for them, but who are we to judge what's right or wrong for them? They've already decided to go through this. Honor them, love them, and respect them for doing it. You don't have to agree with them, but honor them and love them. You're going to find as you change, and your vibrations are changing, and your frequencies are changing, that there'll be many souls who are more enlightened that'll come into your life, and then there'll be some who you're not going to have in your life anymore. And the reason is because you've outgrown them. They are stuck in their drama. Look at life. Life can be joyous or happy, can be loving and caring, or it could be one big drama. What are you going to choose? Do you want to bring in the energy of God, the true source's unconditional love, allowingness and non-judgmentalness, and have a beautiful, wonderful life? Or are you in control and manipulating your life or your situations? In which case, you always end up with egg on your face, and you'll be stuck. Is that a punishment? No. Just a message for each one of you. Be in the flow. Just ask God, the true source, each and every day to help you do whatever you're supposed to do in the most positive way. And do not judge anyone, but love everyone from your deepest of your heart, unconditionally. There's an old saying in the spiritual world, and that is, you can love some people from a distance if they're negative. And if you see them struggling as you are, as you look at them, ask God, the true source, to send them unconditional love. Not your love, just God, the true source's. And they will be slowly, if not quickly, transformed. And I want to leave you with this thought. As you know, I always get off the phone before I do, or try to always say, look in the mirror 3 times and say, I am unlimited. I am unlimited. I am unlimited. Because within your fields of energy, within your soul, you can accomplish and do anything. And it's important for you to remember that you're unlimited. So why not do things that make you joyous and happy? And you can be neutral in saying, I am unlimited, I am unlimited, I am unlimited. And of course you can ask God, the true source, to bring love, always love and joy in your life. And that could be eating an ice cream cone. It could be getting a new car, taking a vacation, or it could be having a loving relationship, or just sitting, watching the flowers, and having a good time meditating. So I leave you with this thought once again. You are divine. You are an aspect of God, the true source. You are unlimited. Seek that energy of being unlimited to bring love and joy in your life.